Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Legendary V19 here, and we have a review of a Daring, but in general is a review of just a game because I'm not sure if Daring was represented enough from that game, but hey, having the two heals, as you see, it's the reason we're gonna stay alive until the end, otherwise I would be dead and probably we wouldn't win the game, because you know how it goes. Especially on those close games, you gotta stay alive as long as possible. I'm talking about a destroyer. I mean, you can do it on any ship, but staying alive in a destroyer, it will benefit your team, because sometimes those close games, they will depend on you and your decisions. And that's what's gonna happen right here. So, we spawn on Islands of Ice, Epic Center, the most epic, I guess, I don't know, you should just name it the Deathmatch Circle or whatever, or anyway, something. But epic? Nah, it's not epic, it's just a funeral for most of the ships. So, we spawn middle, of course we're gonna push in the cap, we have a sonar, but in the end of the day, just because you have a sonar doesn't mean you're invisible. So you gotta take care of what you're doing and where to push, because we have 3 destroyers, and a lot of times on those games you just don't expect all of them to spawn in front of you. Here, as you see though, one of our destroyer is going to the right, which is a Shimakaze. Kleber is on our left. He will do almost the same thing I'm trying to do, which is going that close to that island and see what's going behind there. Because of course I have the twisting track, so I can see what happens. It's showing me approximately on what square the destroyer is located, or any ship that would be. At the moment, of course, is a destroyer that can get in the cap so quick. So we're gonna put that sonar on right here, because that gap right here is getting torpedoed very often. You can even see me sometime on the other side of the map that you just wanna send torps on this side, and you never know. Sometimes you can hit something, sometimes you may not, and there they are. Of course, they are Kleber torps, so they're gonna run out. Spartan in the game thought that they are closer than they look, but no, they are just far enough, and I just stopped my ship just in time to not get hit by them. So there you go, we spot him, but the unfortunate part is that we have nobody to shoot at the Kleber, so at the moment we're just going to scare him and move a little bit forward, and that's when we get spotted. And what we get spotted by the Shimikaze on our left. At the moment I thought that Kleber was spotting me, but no, it was Achima. But I'm more interested on the Khabarovsk, because he has more health than all of the destroyers, more dangerous guns, I guess, and in general is a very good gunboat, but destroyer, but very good cruiser, I guess. But it's in between, it can be a very good destroyer if you want to. But we send those torps, and eventually we're gonna hit one, so we can help for later on. We hit for at least 15,000, because we used some of our gun shells as well. But hey, 15,000, that's still half of the health, so it will help us later on in the game. But at the moment we stop. I don't want to leave the cap and allow them to take it, because there's 3 of them in the cap, and if I leave the cap right now, the cap will just go blue very quick, because the more ships are in, the faster it will go up. Here though, a frustrated game for TheFunnyMuffler and Spartan Elite, because both of them, they just getting burned by Borgon HE, the cruiser HE, and some of the destroyer, which is the Khabarovsk HE. And I believe there should be a Conqueror right next to the Borgon. But Shima decided to push back into us. Probably he was not expecting me to get back in again, and of course Shima spotted, do whatever to take that hill on. And we're not gonna stop here. I know it's dangerous to go out there, but I had my sonar for another 30 seconds, and I knew that would be just enough for me to recognize how much time I need to just take him down, because let's be true, Ashima is not the best destroyer in the game. It's a broken one, but living alive, like let's say the health that he has now, it might hurt later on in the game, because at the end of the day, even if he has no health, he can still carry those 15 torpedoes and change your battleship forever. But there you go, we just get hit again. That must be the Burkon, but there you go, another ship goes down. Khabarovsk, of course, as I said, have health going down. It's a Khabarovsk with heals, because I can recognize from the heal that he gained back and has no smoke to run away. Kleber spawn here, but I decided not to shoot my guns. Because sometimes you just need to stop shooting and recognizing the situation and reset yourself, reposition, and think what else you need to do next. At the moment, as you see, I'm looking at my teammates, Spartan and Muffler, that they're both getting burned, so I was trying to get for will to rebuild range so I can help Spartan turn in, but it's not going to work. I was trying just to do that and use one of my spoke to keep him unspotted, but because he will fire his guns, it will take a while to get unspotted and it will be too late, because of course fire damage is really broken in the game. And there you go, one fire from here, but before he went down he got a very good salvo on that Kleber, so that's gonna help us as well later on in the game, because Kleber doesn't have heals, so we only need one torpedo to touch him. But of course we allowed the team to take the base, because I was trying my best to keep Spartan alive and I felt like it was more important than holding the base. But we're gonna get back to it again and keep doing what we're doing. Doesn't matter if our teammates go down, we're still not going to disappoint nobody, because our team depends upon us. And here was the part where I saw the Conqueror moving on my left, so I wish I could put the torps a little bit closer to each other, because I thought he was going too quick, but he will push right into me and we're gonna get at least 3. So the one thing I'm not expecting is, of course, Minotaur torpedoes, which you're gonna see later on in the game. There you go, our Shimikaze just went down, because torpedo magnets, you put a smoke, eventually someone will throw torps inside of this on the smoke. But especially something like Shima, I don't know why would you just go out there, put the smoke and just sit in it when you know you're getting hunted by destroyers. So another thing you're gonna see here is just that one here, the 2 cruisers we have all the way up to the map for no reason at all. The 2 cruisers that I need the most, because they have radars and they are not here inside the cap, and that was the reason that the game was so close, because we have 2 useless people in our game. So there is a 3 torpedoes, 2 floods. Conqueror seems like he used the damage control, probably doesn't have heals to use at the moment, so that was a perfect time for us to use. I figure that the Kleber will keep him spotted, so we put the smoke on, a short duration smoke, but hey, was enough to lit a few more fires just to guarantee that he will go down before he uses those extra big heals. And there you go, because we need to change the points. The game is getting closer and closer. As you see, they have a little bit more points than we do because of the time they had the base. Minotaur, of course, is pushing in, so what we're gonna do here is to send torps to the gap to keep him away from us. Yes, the last thing I wanna have is a Minotaur to chase me. Here was the unfortunate part that, as I said, I just didn't expect the Minotaur to put those torpedoes, and because I was already on my turn, it was too late to use, to just stop my ship and go the opposite way. And I believe if I would stop, it would be too late and I might take more than one torpedo, but one was enough. We popped our heal and damage control at the same time as quick as possible. And this is what will keep us alive for the rest of the game, because I'm still going to get hit, but because we used that heal, it was just enough to keep me alive and be able to run away. So here, of course, I was thinking to put the single launch, and then I'm just, no, you know what, I'm just gonna put them the way they are, because I got used to, in general, as a destroyer, I prefer to do that, because I feel like I can get more hits by spreading them a little bit, because the angle is not really that wide on the daring, so it's gonna help us. Here, of course, we lost one of the cruisers that was sitting all the way on the outside, and that's really unfortunate because it was one of the cruisers that has the radar, and that's the one thing we needed the most at the moment. As you see, the twisting track that it's behind us, it's showing the Minotaur, not the Cabros. Here was a very good hit that we have, of course. One, you can get a lot of times by doing, you know, how you're calling the torping an area just so you can keep the enemies away, and you never know, it might help, it might not. So at this situation, it helped us a lot, because taking down Kleber is gonna help us a lot. I was lucky enough here for the Minotaur not to shoot at me, because he was more focused on the Kleber. So it was just enough time for me to just get the smoke back and disengage. And of course, another team that they had, which was, I believe, the Alaska, out of nowhere just saw a shell from him, which GG to him for hitting me from so far away, even though I was not spotted for a while. But there you go, another one is going down, even though he could go down even quicker, because when the Minotaur was coming towards us, the Des Moines should have AP loaded, and that Minotaur could be dead long time ago, and Des Moines will have a little bit more points to get back from what he did when he sat all the way out there on the map. But of course it's too late. Des Moines is back, but of course we're not gonna need any more support. We have 2 destroyers, we can take the base and just run away and secure the win. Of course they have a cruiser that's left and has a radar, which is the Alaska, and our Des Moines will do questionable things that you like. Okay, why are you playing the ship? Why are you playing a ship that has radar and you use plane? Why you play a ship that you have one of the greatest AP in the tier and you use HE? We will never know, I guess. Why? Because he will go down. Why? We will never know. We're gonna keep it for another episode of How to Be a Potato. But we get in the base just to help our teammate here to spot something if Alaska will be coming from a different direction, but no, he was coming to that way. So understanding that the Alaska is far enough, I'm just gonna run away, because there you go, because of that. As you see, our teammate was never going to shoot his guns. I believe it's a wrong build. That sometimes you get by having the Moines, when you turn your ship away, your guns cannot keep up with your ship, so you can never use them. But, and yeah, just keep questioning. Anyway, so we just run away. It might look like a coward move, but hey, there is no coward move as you securing the win for the team. And thank God that our Kleber recognized the same thing, and I believe at some point he will tell me to run away as well, and of course we understand the situation, so that's what we're going to do. But that was it, a daring video, not showing off most of the things in a daring as a ship, but hey, we show that we have 2 heals that can help a lot to survive. We show that we can still have the Des Moines surviving the whole game and still being a potato. we saw that a Kleber can be a lot of times smart and tell us to run away, which is what we do. And the torpedoes, we didn't exactly show them off how to use them, because I use them the same way as I use in any other destroyer. And the smoke, of course, which they come and go very quickly, and we used every single one of them. I'm not using the extra smoke because I prefer to have unstoppable for my engine not to get knocked out too easy. Because as you see, those hills, not the hills, I meant those smokes, you're not gonna find yourself to use them all the time anyway. So that was one of the few times that I had to use all of them because I was getting chased. But it is what it is. So the damage is not a lot. We have 109,000, but it's mostly is damage on destroyers, and the damage that we had, it was a percentage of the ship, and that might be the reason that we will get the points that we will get in the end. We have a solo cap, we have, I believe, an assistant cap, and that's it. Game over. As you see, sometimes you just need to play very careful and think that you are not invisible, and you're gonna win more games this way instead of just going in and feel like you own any machine gun. But no, you are still visible for everybody. Anyway, 3400 XP, first on the leaderboard, 3 kills, no medals of course. The enemy Alaska has a lot of medals, but that's it. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you Spartan and Muffler for being with me in my stream, and I'll catch you next time on another stream maybe. So subscribe, like the video, and take care.